I first met and spoke with Tyler Perry and did a story about 18, 19 years ago. The diary, his first film with Lionsgate, his very first film had just come out, Diary of a Mad Black Woman. And it's really interesting to revisit someone from the time they're in sort of this new evolving stage that he was in, and then to visit him years later, and he's a billionaire, and hosts Meghan Markle and Prince Harry at his house. Now that's like their hideaway when they when they left the UK, and his best friends with Oprah and all these things, and owns a really formidable motion picture studio here in Atlanta. So it's amazing, and it's a long answer to your question. Now, this story we started pursuing a good year and a half ago, and
Hmm.
again, it was kind of an ongoing thing. I mean, it's a subject I've paid attention to, and serendipity doesn't hurt. Tyler became interested in buying BET from Paramount 3 or 4 months ago, and was outspoken about that, and that didn't hurt. And then BET is a property that I have a long history with. I've written a book about BET,
Hmm.
and so all these things kind of play together. And he's a subject who I've been paying attention to for quite some time.
So, Brett, you get at this a little bit in the story here how Tyler Perry grew up in New Orleans and then came to Atlanta and realized that this is where he wanted to set up shop, and gets a little bit starstruck almost every time he goes down I-75 and sees his name on billboards directing them to Tyler Perry Studios. Just want to get a sense from you. This isn't the Hollywood Hills here, but you've been in Atlanta for quite some time now. You're our Atlanta bureau chief. What is it? How much of it do you see driving through the city there?
Well, I mean, you see both things. You see Tyler Perry's presence, as you mentioned. I mean, you can't, go to and from the world's busiest airport, which is in Atlanta, without seeing those signs off the highway, because it's so relatively close to the airport. And so his presence, is significant in so many ways. And as is the presence of the entertainment and the motion picture business here. I mean, just over the last 10 years or so, since very aggressive tax tax benefits have been put in place by the state, a lot of film and television is produced here. Practically all of the Marvel stuff from Disney is done here, and a host of programs, television programs and films, and it's interesting because it has prompted a lot of people who would otherwise be in Hollywood to be here in Atlanta, and that's talent. But also, I've been having conversations with people who are in film finance,
Hmm.
and some of the big agencies have put offices here, and so it's really becoming a Hollywood West, and Tyler Perry is a large part of that, and certainly the largest personification of that.
Tell us about Tyler Perry, though. And, it's interesting as we teased into it. I mean, this is, you know, Hollywood sometimes misses trends and waves, no doubt about it. And they definitely, the Hollywood establishment, as you point out, ignored this individual who wrote, who directed, who produced, who acted, truly the one man show. What is it that Hollywood missed, and why did they miss it? And tell us how Tyler Perry's just turning how we make content upside down.
Yeah, well, I think what they missed is that, there are a lot of places to look for business and to look for an audience, right? And I think the prism may have been a little too narrow in Hollywood. Tyler recounts some great examples of that. He went to see an executive after he had built an audience with his stage plays around the country, right? At all these theaters and cities around the country, people would, church groups and stuff loaded up on buses, and people went to see these plays. And then he created a great ancillary revenue along, with merchandise and other sales. And so he had made a fair amount of money before Hollywood had discovered him.
100 million in annual ticket sales, and you say 50 million in ancillary revenue. Go ahead.
So when he finally got a deal in Hollywood with Lionsgate, right? He put up half, they put up half, and he did what has been key to his financial success. He insisted on owning 100% after Lionsgate was finished with those distribution rights. So after however many years, 100% ownership of all of these films goes to Tyler Perry. So, as a result, Tyler owns all 28 of the films he's made. He owns over 1,800 episodes of television. I mean, you talk about a long tail. As distribution platforms change, and we know they keep evolving and changing, who knows what in the world that'll be worth one day.
Right. Hey, listen, I want to, though, go to what you started to say, that when he went to visit a Paramount Pictures executive looking for a film deal, and they said, well, black people don't go to the movies. Well, he has shown them that they certainly do, right?
That's for sure. I mean, all of the films, every film that he made for Lionsgate, I'm not sure about the subsequent ones, but, the lion's share, no pun intended, of his work has been distributed by Lionsgate in terms of motion pictures. They all made money, and they're reliable sources of revenue, and he delivers them on time, and he delivers them under budget. And of course, these are things in a very unpredictable business, I should say, such as motion pictures, that Hollywood likes. And so he has been a reliable sort of production machine for the motion picture and television business.
So, Brett, you mentioned that Tyler Perry's been trying to extend his commercial reach. He's openly said that he wants to buy BET from Paramount. You also mentioned in the story that Tyler Perry's trying to get into streaming. So what's the next big move for him?
And forgive us, Brett, but only got about 25 seconds.
No, that's okay. No, he's certainly interested in BET and has been interested in, I guess it's a matter of if Paramount puts the property back on the market. And he has deals with Netflix and with Amazon, and is in the streaming world and has some projects coming up in that world with some formidable stars such as Kerry Washington and Oprah Winfrey and Susan Sarandon. So he's still on the hunt for the elusive critical success, but certainly sticking very close to what has made him a tremendously successful guy.
So many great nuggets in this story about how he came to be and just kind of where he's going.